Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on the time zone. Now, Saturday, Musalia Mudavadi was in the Western region at a place called Ichandomba. Ichandomba is in Vihiga County, and of course he was attending a burial service of one of the businessmen in Western region. I saw Malala also streaming live that event, but I did not see Malala attending the burial service. He was not there. But again, there's a video that emerged on social media, and someone sent me that video on my WhatsApp, where Malala was addressing people. And if you listen to that video, it is not in Vihiga County. It could be somewhere else, but not Vihiga. Because I've listened to the language there, there is KH something. So that one is largely Kakamega. All the watu wakiongea utasikia letters like KH coming in. So Malala was also addressing another gathering, and he came out with the issue of supporting Musalia Mudavadi, whether it's right or wrong. So it was like Luyas should stand with one of their own in the government, and they should accept that they are going to work with the government. They should not be seen as people who are fighting that government. But then he went further to use one word, eti muko na kiburi, mwache kiburi. That word angered the crowd. So the people went to an extent of rebuking Malala. Of course, to some extent, it was heckling. And it was an uncomfortable situation for Malala, having the fact that it is happening just in the Western region when he was addressing the people. So first of all, listen to Malala, then from where we want to understand the reason why Western region is refusing Malala's statement to stand with Mudavadi or Wetangula or William Ruto's government. Listen to him shortly.
Tusionyeshe serikali mbele, tutazidi kukaa pale kwa maskini. Tuheshimu serikali, tufanye kazi na serikali. Hiyo ndio message yangu. Na sasa hii tuko kwa serikali miaka 5. Hata ukipigana na serikali miaka 5, utazidi kukaa kwa maskini. Fateni viongozi wenyu. Kiongozi wetu Musalia hako hapa. Hata kama hako na upungufu ama upungufu wa serikali, simameni na yeye akuwe na nguvu. Ndio heshimike kwa serikali. Lakini sasa nyinyi waduya, nyinyi ndio wa kwanza kutukana serikali. Tafadhalini ba. Na ni lazima tuwaelekeze kama viongozi. Simameni na viongozi ambao wako serikali. Wale wa Kikuyu, yule mheshimiwa Gashagwa, hata akiteleza aje, wa Kikuyu wako nyuma yake. Ninyi waduya mmeingia kiburi kwa kichwa jamani. Simameni na viongozi wenu. Asanteni sana. Yes. Asante.
Now we are continuing with the panel discussion, but just a quick request for those who are watching and you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much, and again to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now, there are several reasons why Malala's statement is unwelcomed in Western region, and I will tell you, I will start from this one. You know, Malala has become a mongrel of a leader, a mongrel of a politician. You cannot tell where Malala is standing from as of now in the current political situation in this country. And the lawyers are feeling that Malala is confusing them. Number one, let us watch when Malala was made a UDA Secretary General. What was his first statement? Malala came out to rebuke and warn Musalia Mudavadi, very clear, that before he continues sitting in the same cabinet with William Ruto, he must avoid associating himself with the ANC party. He was clear. First of all, Mudavadi should resolve ANC and merge it with the UDA party, so that he can continue sitting in the same cabinet with William Ruto. Otherwise, if not, then it is being seen as Mudavadi who is opposing William Ruto in the cabinet. He said the same thing to Wetangula, he was very clear that for Wetangula to continue being the Speaker in the National Assembly, he must stop associating himself with the Ford Kenya party. And the only way is to merge Ford Kenya with the UDA party. Then from there, he can continue to serve. If not, then he must relinquish that position. That was Malala. And they said he will be going to sit in the cabinet to supervise what is happening there. And that statement was seen as Malala, who was going to take over the position from that Mudavadi is holding to as of now. Because when he says he's going to sit in the cabinet to supervise what the UDA government will be doing. What Malala forgot to know is that we don't have a UDA government. We have a coalition government called Kenya Kwanza. So the people of Western saw Malala as a man who is already fighting Mudavadi and Wetangula. From there, those who support Mudavadi view Malala as an enemy. So they never recognize Malala as one of their own. He's being viewed as a lawyer who is being used by William Ruto to fight lawyer leaders. That's the first place. Now come to the issue of ODM party and Western region, then Western region politics. ODM has more voice in Kakamega and has managed to get 1 member of parliament. So you go to Kakamega County, Kenya Kwanza coalition has 1 member of parliament. Out of 12, it has 1. That is Njende Malolo. The rest is ODM, then we have DAPK party, Peter Selassie. That means that before you tell people of Kakamega, they should be in the government side. You should ask, what is the stake in that government they have? They never voted for that. They never believe in that. So put on the supporters of ODM plus the few supporters of ANC. How are they viewing Malala? They view him as an enemy of the region. He's fighting Raila, he's fighting Mudavadi, he's fighting Wetangula. That alone was enough for Malala to be rebuked, to be rejected, and to be even kicked out of that service. That's the first message there. So Malala is an enemy of Mlembe nation. If Ruto thought that by using Malala it can help him to gain popularity in Western, it might not work. Malala is not Edwin Sifuna. At least for Edwin Sifuna, it will work. But for him, he had to look for someone who will not go head on with Raila Odinga, who will not go head on with the Wetangula, who will not go head on with the Mudavadi. In that way, when you work in a way of somehow compromise, you can at least convince people. But when you go head on, Raila, how? Really? In Western, you cannot go head on with Raila Odinga then expect that people will support you. They will not, because they still believe in the leadership of one Raila Amolo Odinga. So because of that, Malala had to be rebuked. Number 2, we're talking about the cost of living. Before you tell the people of Western to go to the government, what is the cost of living? How much are they buying the unga? Sisi ni watu wa ugali bwana. Kama bei ya unga iko juu, what are you telling us to be in the government? The government that is being seen as not ready to work for the people. The people of Western will not associate themselves with a government that is oppressive. Because of that, they view William Ruto as a liar, and they don't find any reason to associate themselves with the government. Check on the cost of fuel. It's very high. So how do you associate with the government that is milking you? Check on the current Kenya Power tariffs. Electricity tariff is very high. So how do you convince the Mlembe nation to support a man who has been turned to a tax collector, who is milking them dry? Luya people find no any reason to associate themselves with this government. Because of that, they had to reject Malala with every means possible. We are also talking about the issue of election, stolen victory. Most of the Mlembe nation believe that Raila Odinga's victory was stolen. Because of that, they are yet to heal from that wound. So how do you just come in and tell them that nyinyi muko na vichwa ngumu and then kufuata viongozi wenu? So Malala was arrogant just because he has a position in the UDA side. And because of this, people are saying no. We still believe that Raila won this election. You people, you robbed Raila Odinga victory. Because of that, it's not easy to convince these people just to move on and join this Kenya Kwanza side. They are saying no. And number 4, which is so very important also. When the campaign was on, Mudavadi, Wetangula and Malala, especially Malala, he was on the front line telling the Mulembe nation that we are going to form a Kenya Kwanza government. As we form that government, 30% is going to be Western region position in that government. You talk about ministers, those are cabinet secretaries, 30%. You come to ambassadors, 30%. You come to parastatals, 30%. You come to PSS, 30%. CASs, 30%. Instead, what Ruto gave to Western is equal to 5%. Not even 10. It's just 5%. We saw 70% being divided between Mount Kenya and Rift Valley. So the 30% that Ruto was promising to give to Mulembe Nation was divided among the remaining tribes, including the House of Mulembe. Mulembe Nation plus Luo Nation plus Kamba Nation plus the other tribes in this country were given the remaining 30%. So Western got just 5%. Because of this, people of Western are feeling that they were duped in William Ruto's regime. So they have no any reason to associate themselves with this government. That's why they're telling Malala to stop with the nonsense. They are not willing, they don't have any plan, and they will not join a William Ruto government. A man who promised that when he will put down the Bible, everything will come down. Now, cost of living is skyrocketing. Because of that, people of Western are not stupid. They cannot be intimidated. You cannot mislead them. There are people who believe in democracy and they have their own choice. Because of that, that's why Malala has been rebuked and rejected in Western. I don't know your views, but let us meet in the comment section for continuation of this conversation. Thank you.